Good evening. Welcome to the Collectoverse podcast. This is a very special show. This is the one where we do the big reveal, the big announcement, the big January 6th announcement. But not yet. Hello and welcome to the Collectoverse podcast, your home for all things Collectoverse. We are a small indie toy store in Prince George, British Columbia, Canada. My name is Matt Walker, and I will be your host. I will oftentimes be joined by my partner, Berlin McPherson, as a co-host, and other times we'll have a special guest join us. Maybe both. Who knows what we'll get up to. We'll be using our time to talk mostly about toys, pop culture, and the many fandoms that we all love. We have many terrific show ideas to try, and if you keep with us, you may be surprised at what you hear.
Nino, Nino, Nino.
Hello!
Nino, Nino, Nino.
Welcome to the show.
Hi, welcome.
I'm your host, Matt Walker.
Hi, Matt Walker.
With me tonight.
Berlin McPherson.
So, Berlin.
Hi.
How's your week?
It's Monday, so.
Oh yeah, I guess. Okay. How was
last week?
It's been a weird one, right? It's like it's like a New Year's weekend.
Yeah.
So we had the same thing Christmas. So Christmas was on Sunday.
Yep.
So Christmas was on the Sunday. Then we take Monday, Tuesdays off. So we had 3 days off, and then
New Year's,
and then 4 days on, and then New Year's Day,
Sunday,
and then Monday, Tuesday off. So yeah, it's pretty nice.
So who knows what's going on? But it's 2023 now. I know that.
Yes, that's true. I do know that I finally was able to hack my sister's Crave account, and then I could watch the second season of Picard, because I had to watch it. The third season is coming out very quickly. It's like out next week or something.
I remember you were very, very amped about that when you finished season 1.
Oh, God.
You were like, oh man, I'm doing season 2 right now. I'm digging in. I'm ready. And then Amazon Prime said, no, you're not.
Goes, we don't have any more of that for
But
you.
it shows it to you, right?
Yeah.
Like it shows it that it's there. You just can't watch it.
That's right. Yeah,
Stupid.
one of them.
I hate when it does that. It's like, yeah, we know exactly what you're looking for. It looks like this.
Yeah, as soon as we're done tracking tonight, I'm going to go watch Discovery Season 4.
So anyways, do you want to talk about the holidays? What we did?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
We had a pretty chill Christmas.
Yeah, it was pretty mellow. Like on Christmas Eve, on Saturday, we did reduced hours at the store, and then we took off and went to my sister's house, and my whole family was there, and Berlin's smaller family came by.
Yep.
And met some of them.
Yep, which was nice.
On the Christmas day, we split in the morning.
Yep.
And by morning, I mean like brunch time. Like it was like 11 to 4 or something.
Yep. You went to yours, I went to mine.
Yeah.
Reconvened for dinner.
That's right.
And then that was it for our holidays.
Oh, I want to talk. There was a funny thing. So there was a gift exchange at my sister's house.
On Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve. And it was like, oh, you got to bring a gift, whatever. And I'm like, I don't really have anything. I'm like, wait, I just own a store here. So I just grabbed.
Yeah, we were totally not going to partake in this gift swap.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of a last minute thing that we were going to attend, I think. And they were like, yeah, you don't have to bring anything, just don't expect to get anything.
That's right.
So we weren't going to participate. And then as I was wrapping gifts, Matt starts pulling out some of his favorite little toys from the store.
Yeah, funny things from around the store. So I wrapped up
The Dilbert clock.
The Dilbert clock. And I wrapped up
A Star Wars sound maker.
Yeah, it's like a keychain, and it's got the sounds on board, and you hit it, and it's like.
Yeah, so we slipped those into the gift exchange game. I believe the Dilbert clock recipient was pretty happy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, he was happy with that. I ended up with a card with lottery scratchers, and if anybody knows me, they know I love lottery scratchers, and I almost totally refuse to buy them. I'll sometimes get them, but not often.
What did I get?
What did you get?
In the gift exchange, I got
You got a game, a card game.
A Christmas music trivia game, or it might have just been a music trivia game.
I hope it's not Christmas music trivia. Who wrote this song? Nobody knows.
Mariah Carey. Just kidding.
I guess you could do that.
I was going to pull that out and quiz you on a podcast episode, but lucky for you, I forgot it upstairs. So
it's all the way upstairs.
Yep.
Might as well be in the desert.
As far as my brain's concerned, yep.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about the new mics and the full mobile podcasting rig that we've got set up over the holidays?
Yes, I would actually. So it was over Christmas. I ordered some things online, and mixed with In a previous show, we were talking about that Zoom P8 unit that we got, which can allow us to go anywhere and record whatever. But I grabbed like 3 matching mics and little stands and short cables and matching headphones. So I've just got this one case and it's got everything ready to go. So if we need to, we can go record anywhere. It's pretty cool.
Which so far, we did bring it to the store.
Yep.
It came for a visit at the store. We didn't end up recording anything.
No.
But it fit all set up on the counter and was ready to go.
Yep.
But what we did do was take it upstairs to our dining room.
Yes. Yes, we had a guest on our last show.
Yeah, we had our first guest, which I thought was quite fun.
It was fun. You can talk to people you normally talk to, but I think as soon as you have somebody else in the mix, it's just different.
Yeah, definitely. And they bring a different dynamic, I guess.
Yeah, different energy, different...
For anyone who listened to last week's podcast, it was Sailor Calypso that we had on. So she has her own podcast. We recorded an episode with her for her podcast as well. So go find that if you're interested. But she specifically has a candy snack taste testing thing. So she brought that to our podcast, because we tried that pudding and it was kind of a...
We didn't really try it. She told me about it earlier and was like, I tried this rank pudding. And I was like, well, I got to try it.
Yeah,
and
it wasn't
bad.
She didn't bring it for us to try on the podcast, but we tried, or you tried it on the podcast.
Yeah.
I'd never. But yeah, it's just fun stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't think to present you with unicorn pudding during a recording, so.
No, and that's, coming up soon. We're going to have more guests and get different people in, and hopefully they don't make me eat bugs.
I think it'd be way more fun if they did.
Not that I won't eat bugs, but I'd rather just, if society went that way and we stopped eating cows and just ate bugs.
Hey, Sly Dog and Cool Cat, get this man some bugs.
I don't want to eat,
Get this man some mealworms.
I'm not really big on the thing, like, I see you feeding worms to a gecko and I'm like, I don't want to eat that.
Well, those aren't prepped for humans.
I know, but...
You can actually get, prepared for human consumption bugs.
Why don't I just get it raw from the street? I'll just crack open a log and then there's the bugs right in there. I just pick them out and eat them.
Gross.
Yeah, it is gross.
You tried a YouTube experiment?
Yes, I did. I tried a YouTube experiment during the week of Christmas. So on the 23rd, I recorded a review video of a piece of gear that I didn't see a review for anywhere.
That you really actually tried to find and couldn't find.
Yeah, I was in the music store and there was this little preamp. And I was like, hey, is this thing any good? And the guy's like, I don't know. I've never used it. And then I'm like, okay. So I go online and look and I'm like, oh, it just doesn't exist. Nobody's ever plugged the thing in. And it's cool. It's like a half price of like the kind of standard one everybody uses. So I thought I would give it a try. And I did. But the main thing I wanted to do was, when we post our podcast videos on YouTube, it's just an audio with a picture as a video. So
it's just static the whole time.
Yeah. So I went in and made a video, and then I did like a custom, like the stupid custom thumbnail with like a picture of the gear and like me on the corner and I'm holding my cup and blah, blah, blah. And the main thing was just to see how it would perform. And it performed better than any one of our podcast videos, but not as well as the Dollar Store Devastator video, but that's also a year old. So I don't know
how much that brings into it.
Yeah.
We do intend, for anyone who cares, to someday have a video portion to our podcast, whether it be just clips from parts of it or if we start just recording the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I also want to start doing more unboxing videos and more stuff like that.
Like specific for YouTube, I think we should keep the podcast a separate thing and then maybe do different content for a YouTube channel.
For sure.
Separate from the podcast.
But
now we're just brainstorming, but...
Yeah, we could easily set up, included in my order of stuff over the holidays. I got these sweet arms and we can just swing our voices in and out and that's pretty neat. But they'll also, hold cameras, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We had a funny December this year in comparison to the previous December we had the year before.
I don't know if funny is the word I would use, but
No?
I like the
okay. Well, here,
optimism.
Let me explain.
Okay.
So anybody who's never owned a store or ever thought about it, if you just go and buy stuff, I'm sure you buy more stuff in the fourth quarter of the year than you may in the rest of the year. And most stores rely on that to stay alive.
Yeah.
And most stores...
The Christmas quarter is the supporting quarter for most retail.
Yeah, like most businesses, they make more in October, November, December than they do the whole rest of the year, generally. And we did last year.
Yep.
But this year,
Not the case.
Not the case. October was slow. November was slow.
December was slower.
December was slower than both. It picked up the final week, like, you know,
literally the week of Christmas.
Yeah, like the 21st through to 24th.
Yeah.
It was busy. It was different than we were used to from the previous year. Not that we have that much data to extrapolate.
No, we have one previous year.
Yeah.
And we were fresh beans before last Christmas, so I don't know how much that played into it. I think there were many different factors aside from just like the current economy, which is kind of in an interesting place.
Right.
We're also in a position where we haven't been having new shipments as often.
No, we have
for various different reasons, but I think
we've had a fair amount of like, you know, new used or like, you know, vintage or
stuff
whatever
we're buying locally or
but not a lot coming from suppliers.
Yeah.
What does come sells.
Yeah.
It moves. It's good. It's just we aren't replenishing that often.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much, if we were to actually weigh out the recipe for why December sucked. I don't know how much is, you know, column A, column B.
Yeah.
But
it's a little of both.
It was a whirlwind of things that did not help.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
I wanted to talk about also, we had to have a bit of a call out for our holds.
Yeah,
and we've done this a couple times. But this was a bit more of a serious one, I think. It was like 2023, we were going to revamp the holds policy.
Yep.
We'll get to that in a bit. But
there'll be some revamping.
Yeah, but there's a lot of interesting things happening with holds. And I feel like most of the response we got was from people we were not looking to reach with that post.
Yeah.
Like, we got a lot of people going, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll pick it up soon. No, you're good.
Yeah. So she made a post on the Facebook. You do it anywhere else? Just Facebook?
I think just Facebook, yeah.
Saying, hey, you guys, new policy. If you've got stuff in the back, here's a limited time that you can have it in the back if there's no money going on it.
Yeah, so which was 7 days.
Yeah, like if there's just no action
pretty generous.
happening. Yeah, for sure.
And that's just, I think the main thing I was trying to combat with that post is just, we have a few people, not very many, but a few people who, they seem to put things on hold in case they want it.
Or so somebody else can't get it.
Yeah, they just don't want it on the shelf, but there doesn't seem to be an intention of actually coming to get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they're like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to want this eventually, so just hold it for 4 months.
Yeah.
And we're like, are you still interested? Because previously our hold policy, you're still interested, we'll hold it for you. Like, if you really want the thing, we want you to get it.
Yeah.
But then we get these people where it's been like 2 months and we're like, are you still interested? Oh, yeah. Okay, well, are you, you know?
Yeah, are you gonna buy it?
Or they add more stuff to their hold pile but never take from their hold pile.
Mm-hmm. Or they come in and go, hey, can I get that thing that I put in last week? But meanwhile, the thing from 3 months is still sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're hearing this and think this is about you, it's probably not.
Or it is. Yeah, bastard.
But definitely most of the people who like messaged me after that post were not the people. If you have a bunch of stuff on hold, but you're like regularly picking up 1 or 2 things, that's fine.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
If we kind of have like a hold box for you.
Yeah.
That's not the problem.
It's
but
fine.
Going forward, we were going to require just a deposit. You know, if you want us to hold it, if it's going to be a while before you can afford it, or if you're in the middle of a move, whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
Put $10, $50, depending.
Yeah, come in and like there's lots of people. We'll always have people with like stuff on hold.
Yeah.
And they just chip away at it. You know, stuff that's expensive, like
and that's fine.
Titan transformers, or like what comes to mind, things like expensive masks and lightsabers, stuff that's like, you know, $400.
Yeah.
We don't expect everybody to just come in
and be able to drop
$400 cash and take it. We don't live in that society right now.
No.
So
we couldn't do it. So we don't expect that you could do it.
That's right.
More on that in a bit.
Some upcoming policy changes and things.
Yeah. The last thing, while we're like recapping holidays and the last couple weeks and stuff, we tried something different and new and fun for New Year's.
Yes,
Do you want to tell the people what we did?
Yes, I will talk about that. We had a pretty fun time. So we just hung out at home and watched some movies on our Discord channel.
Yes.
I played one, and then one of the other members played another one.
Leading up to it, we did have a voting.
Yeah, we did.
Situation.
But then none of those people actually showed up to watch.
Which I was kind of expecting.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Pretty typical.
But we did have quite a few people show up. There were less for the second movie, but for the main portion of the night leading up to New Year's.
Yep.
It was, you know, there was up to 10, 15 people, I think, at one point.
Yeah, it was cool.
Stopping by. And we watched Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
which
I love that
I
theme song.
had seen many, many, many years ago before I had seen any Star Wars, which I have
yeah.
only seen in the last couple of years. So rewatching Spaceballs with that frame of reference was definitely a better experience.
You need to have seen
At least something it's referencing.
It's a parody that references things that exist. You have to have seen them.
I don't know who I watched it with, but it was definitely probably someone who just assumed I would have seen Star Wars, because most people assume that about people.
Yep.
And I think it was like with a group or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
And I was like, man, this is dumb. I don't get any of it. But and then that movie was such a hit, we discarded movie number 2.
Yeah, we were going to watch Demolition Man, which we still will sometime.
Yeah.
We're going to watch movies more there. But yeah, somebody was like, hey, did you guys have Robin Hood Men in Tights? And I didn't have it. And then, Dorian didn't have it either, but he did have Blazing Saddles. So Blazing Saddles, if you haven't seen it, is a very different movie than Spaceballs.
Very different.
It's
older.
It's older. It's like 74 versus 87.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more racy things in the movie.
There were some parts that it was like, oof, that was uncomfortable to hear. But at the same time, it's like, that was the point.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't uncomfortable to hear because the movie was being serious. Yeah. It was uncomfortable because the movie was showing you that it's fucking uncomfortable.
Well, the thing with the movie, right, is that there's some, like, group being disparaged, and you're like, man, that's uncomfortable to hear. Then you're like, oh, what if I was a member of that group? It's probably even more uncomfortable to hear.
Yeah.
Of course, that social commentary is hidden behind absolute hilarity. What's your favorite part of the movie?
Every time, I forget the actor's name now, but the guy who played the sheriff.
Yep.
Basically, any time he was on screen was fabulous.
Yeah.
His entire, I don't want to say vibe.
His vibe is his aesthetic.
Demeanor.
I don't know, his demeanor, yeah,
just
sure.
everything about him, his reactions to everybody, the way he went about everything. I loved just the little side glances he would do. I feel like everything he did well. And it fit the role and what was going on really well. Mm-hmm. If I had to pick a moment that was my favorite, it would probably be a tie between when the sheriff goes and meets the showgirl. And her whole thing is about how men are all the same. Yeah. And I was like, she's about to meet a man that's different. Yeah. And then she did, and her whole thing goes out the window, and I thought that was great. And then probably the end with the 4th and 10th and 16th wall breaks.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I really enjoyed. I think it was a fun thing that you don't really see. There's definitely 4th wall breaks in movies, but not like that.
No, it's a whole another thing.
It's they break the 4th wall and then it just keeps going and then they bring you back in, but then you're out and you're like...
Yeah.
It really takes you on a whole adventure.
You're watching a movie and then all of a sudden the movie's in a studio and then all of a sudden they're at the theater. like Spaceballs does it too, where they watch the videotape. Yeah. To figure out where they need to be.
That's right. They did do that.
It's the same thing. He's like, oh, I want to see how this movie ends. The guy he's not even the guy playing the guy in the movie. The guy. He is the guy in the movie who goes to the theater in the current time, future.
Yeah. But he's still the character.
Yeah.
But not playing the character. He is the character.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's probably between those two things.
That's cool.
What's your favorite part?
I think my favorite part is when he's first coming to town.
Oh, wait. I have another favorite part.
Oh, okay.
It's the motorcycle handles on the horse saddles.
You mean all of there's all these villains and there's it's like all the worst people who ever existed in history. There's and these bikers who have handlebars attached to their belt. And then they sit on the saddle and it looks like they're got
because there were no motorcycles in the time that was making fun of. Yeah. Anyways, sorry. What was your favorite part?
So I think my favorite part is right at the beginning. So the townsfolk are reading the proclamation that the new sheriff is coming to town.
Yeah.
And the sheriff is visible in the distance. And there's this I don't is he a prospector? The guy who's he's like this prospector drunk, and he's yelling, that the sheriff he's and it's the bell rings or something, and he's like, oh, the sheriff is near. We do, but it's
he was saying the N-word.
Yeah, he's a black guy. It's a slur.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, I said he's a ding.
And they're like, oh, he's near.
And then he shows up, and everybody's in shock. They're just like, what? This is the sheriff? And my favorite bit is he's up there and everybody pulls out their guns. So he pulls out his own gun and puts it on his own neck. And then he's playing both parts of the the guy who's shooting, and then this kind of like, I don't know, it's
very damsel in distress.
Yeah, like a stereotype, and he's playing both parts, and and then he like walks,
and then they fall for it.
Yeah,
it's
but then he gets into the
sheriff's
office.
office.
He takes himself hostage, gets into the jail, and he's just like, whew. Yeah, and like I don't know.
He was with his own gun to his own head. He's like, put your guns down, or I'm gonna shoot this man.
Yeah.
But it's just to himself, and they were like, listen to him, listen to the man.
Yeah.
And then they like listen, and that was really funny.
And then all the ridiculous stuff, like the really old lady, and she's like, super rude to him.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
later on, when he is starting to be liked in the town, she comes up and gives him a pie. But then she comes up to the window again and goes, "Don't let anybody know we were talking." You're so ridiculous.
I think one important thing, if anybody who hasn't seen Blazing Saddles is considering watching Blazing Saddles, get through the first 20 minutes or so, because I almost left a couple times.
Multiple people left the group watching watching that movie,
because the beginning to the movie, it's not clear that it's a parody, and it's really, really racist, and you're like, what am I watching? This is very uncomfy. Mm-hmm. But it knows that. Yeah, it knows what it is.
Yeah, the movie's aware of that.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to use the words they use if you made the movie now, but it definitely.
Again, I maintain you could make that movie now, and you could use those words. You could do whatever. You're just gonna hear about it.
That's true. But good movie overall.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would say.
But yeah, that was a fun. Again, that was kind of I don't know if it wasn't an experimental thing.
And at no point.
But we just wanted to. Oh, go ahead.
At no point was the movie making fun of any groups.
No.
It was making fun of the people making fun of the groups.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Yeah.
And to anyone who bailed in the first 10 minutes of that movie, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we apologize for. If you came and you wanted to watch Demolition Man and all
have
of a
a
sudden
nice time,
we just played the racist film,
the N-bomb show.
Yeah, we apologize. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty neat thing to just watch a movie in there, because it reminded me of back when I used to be on Justin TV and the life casting stuff. And there was all kinds of channels all the time of people doing, what is essentially a video selfie.
Yeah.
All day long. But then there'd be people who would just play movies and TV. And you would just sit there and watch Law and Order for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Well, I would anyway.
Yeah.
Because I will sit and watch Law and Order for 8 hours.
Yeah. But it was fun. Mm-hmm. It was funner than I expected. We had to stop at the movie theater beforehand so I could have some popcorn.
Yep.
We made a whole thing of it. I think we're going to do it again.
Yep.
We definitely want to do a Sonic marathon of Sonic 1 and 2 before the third one comes out. I think for some holidays, like Valentine's Day perhaps.
Yeah, anything where anybody might be
times where people are a little bit lonely and sitting at home and just wanting to be distracted. Yeah. We're not those people, but we also aren't the celebrating people. So we're not out doing anything else.
I would definitely have no problem with on a Christmas ducking out early because we had to cast a movie for everybody to watch
on Christmas Eve.
No, on Christmas.
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. Just some people are really depressed and have a bad time at Christmas.
Yeah.
I
would rather sit here and hang out with them.
Yeah, we've got family, we can see them anytime.
Yeah.
We saw them already. Saw them twice that day.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna leave at 5, and we're gonna go watch
The Grinch.
We're gonna go watch Biodome.
I love that movie.
You would love that movie.
You knew I love that movie.
Yeah. So I think that's our week during the holidays.
That's our recap. That's our hangout.
Yeah. I'm not sure if any of you have noticed, but this week we made a announcement that there would be a big announcement.
A pre-announcement
on January 6th.
Which is Friday. Which is
this coming Friday when this show is released.
Today.
Yes.
If you're listening to this on the day it releases.
Yeah, so if you have caught this episode at midnight when it's released,
or via Patreon the day before,
Patreon on the Thursday, then you will have the big announcement news before anybody else does, before we even announce it.
Because we're going to give it here.
Yes.
Because we wanted to actually talk about it.
Yeah. Here's the big announcement.
Drum roll, please.
We are going to close the physical store and concentrate on the website. That's the big announcement.
So the 1661 Spruce Street location of Collectoverse Toys PG will be closed.
Yes.
At the end of January.
Yeah.
January 31st. Maybe a few days beforehand if we We'll see how the packing goes.
Yeah.
But we'll try and stay open, I think.
Yeah, we'll know about halfway through the month if we're going to have to clamp down and really, shut down early.
Yeah.
But
we're going to try and pack back to front, so the store should last most of January.
Yeah. But the goal in doing this is that...
We should talk about why we made the decision now before we get into our goals.
Sure.
Because we do have goals, and we're not sad.
No, we're not sad.
If anyone listened to the official episode 1 of our podcast, where we talked about
opening a store,
why open a store, we went into depth there about, if we end up closing the store, because we've always known this was always a pop-up.
It was always a pop-up. We didn't buy signs. We didn't pay for...
We were on month-to-month rent
the
entire time. Like, it was always escapable.
Yeah.
And we talked about how we would feel if we had to close, and how we wouldn't be sad about it.
Yeah, and we feel...
Yeah, we're not sad about it. So don't feel bad. I've had a couple people, because we've told a few, closer people to us.
And regulars that... regulars that don't really use...
social media.
Yeah, we've got their email info so that when we do stuff, we can let them know.
Yeah, but we're getting some I'm so sorry to hear that. We don't want that.
It's cool.
Yeah, we don't want that. We're sorry because we're going to miss you.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. We're
sorry that you can't just come in and go shopping.
Yeah. But let's talk about why, because again, it's been kind of a see how it goes for the last year.
Yep.
So why now? What broke the camel's back? For me, personally, it's definitely, I don't remember if we talked about it on the podcast or not, but we've talked about it with a lot of regulars and stuff and on Facebook. August. We had a really bad financial time with one of our suppliers.
Yeah, and we haven't really bounced back from it yet.
No, so we had a big cancellation. We chose to lose one of our suppliers. We were not happy with how things were going. But in doing so, we had a lot of cancellation fees to pay.
Yep.
We lost a lot of pre-orders that we had to reimburse.
Yep.
So we ended up with a really big financial hole in August.
Yeah.
And we have not been able to recover because, which we've also talked about, we talk about everything.
Yeah.
We try to be very transparent with what we're doing and how it's going.
Yeah, there's no secrets. We're not holding any, any cards on our chest. If you want to know what our rent costs, we'll tell you.
Yeah, give us a call. We'll let you know. But as we've talked about plentifully, we went into this without savings. We went into this without a cushion. We went into this with just what we had. Thus, being hit with a big negative, we had nothing to fall back on. So pretty much everything we've had coming in since then has been filling a hole and not going on top. And like we mentioned earlier, Christmas was a little slow, may have been due to lack of new supply, but we did not have the extra cash to do a big Christmas order.
I've been looking at the numbers throughout the year, and July was our biggest month.
Yeah.
We got the most stuff in July, and then in August, we lost the one supplier, and we were just out a bunch of money. So August was still okay, but once it hit September was all right, but once it hit October, it was just down, down, down.
And we watched it. It was very clear. We watched it happen.
Yeah.
It was man, what are we going to do? And we talked about it, and because we toyed around with announcing that we were closing a little sooner, I think. We knew we wanted to stay open for Christmas, because what store closes before Christmas?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That'd be silly. But we basically came to the conclusion that our only issue was money. Yep. Our business plan is great. The type of stuff we have is great. We have, already, we've only been open a year. We have a lot of, dedicated, amazing, supportive customers.
Yes.
The day-to-day was great. It was just that one. So if we could get a lump of money, we would be fine. So we were kind of operating on working towards that, I think, for a couple months.
Yep.
Which is why, again, that we announced our 2023 hold policies.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's still an option to go and secure loans and do the things.
Yeah.
But
that's not where we want to spend our energy.
No. Well, even if we do and we go do the thing, we just put it in the website and have more stuff.
Right.
So
that was the ultimate thing. It came down to, we got through Christmas, and with, fourth quarter sales, we barely scraped together rent for house in the store.
Yeah. Yeah, it was tight.
And I think that was kind of the, we really need to find some money, or we need to unload a lot of expenses.
Yeah.
Which is the store. It's
That's
very
it.
expensive to have a store. And if you keep the money rotating, it's totally manageable. But if you lose it all in a big hole and can't find any more,
Yeah.
not so much.
Yeah,
So,
it's just one of those things, right, where we had not set up to lose a big bunch of money. Some businesses have that built into the mandate, where they go and they secure loans, they secure their, $100,000, $200,000 worth of loan, and they have $60,000 set aside for, when shit hits the fan.
yeah.
But we just didn't. We didn't really think about that.
No, because we didn't start this business with the plan of having a full-blown storefront.
No,
We started it with the website, and then we just tried a pop-up and just loved it and just wanted to keep being popped up.
Yeah.
So we did.
Yep.
All that being said, we're excited, I think. I think we're excited about... I'm not excited about the physical move.
No, moving sucks, especially in the winter. But once it's, in the basement, boxes and boxes and boxes, everything's all set up, it's easy.
Let's talk about the reasons why we want to put our energy elsewhere and not into securing the financial means to stay open.
Yes.
Because it takes a lot of energy to get big loans. And there's just other things we want to spend our time on. And I think first and foremost, the thing that, for me anyways, is the website.
Yep.
When we first started, it was website only, and it was doing pretty well.
Yes.
We had a good time. It was rotating often. We were shipping all over the place.
Yeah, it was growing quickly.
Yeah. And as soon as we opened the physical store, we not only no longer had the time to manage our online inventory and stuff, we also, because of our insurance, weren't allowed to ship to the United States anymore.
Yeah. In us having the store, right in the lease is we have to have liability insurance, which is great.
Of course, yeah.
You need to have liability insurance. If somebody falls down and smacks their head, they need to be taken care of because of your slippery floor or whatever. But, they need to be taken care of.
Boy, did we not foresee the pain that getting insurance for a toy store was going to be.
Yeah, so when you go to try and get insurance, they look at it and they think, oh, toy store, they definitely sell stuff for children.
Not really the case for
Not
us.
really the case for us, but
they don't care.
They look and they say, okay, well, if this guy sends a little car to somebody in the States and, their kid chokes on it, that person is going to sue somebody. And they can't sue Hasbro who made it.
No.
They can't sue the factory that built it.
But they can sue the person who sent it to their house.
That's right.
So we had a really hard time finding anyone who would insure us.
Yeah, it took a long
until
time.
We didn't even have any that were willing to work with us. And then when we finally found the ones that were, they were like, you just can't ship to the States.
Yeah.
Take it off.
No more shipping to the States. You're done. You don't send to the States.
Otherwise, we're not insuring you.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't know if anybody listening knows this, but during an economic downturn in a country like ours, you really want to be shipping stuff to your nearest neighbor.
Yeah.
Because their dollar is strong and your dollar sucks. But it doesn't matter. If I'm asking $129 for a thing and they only have to pay $85 because their dollar is so strong, it doesn't matter. I still get $129.
Yeah.
Which covers, whatever the rent or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We took quite the hit when we
took quite the hit doing that.
Yeah. Which, again, at the time, it didn't seem like a big deal because we definitely made up that loss by having the store.
Yes.
And having people come in. So we were like, okay, we lost that avenue a little bit, but we're not losing overall. Because we still have new people coming in. This is great. We just kind of went with it. And then another issue we had with the website was maintaining the stock balance because we have such a not a small stock, but very limited quantities of each item.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we have one vintage whatever, it's really hard to maintain, especially we're doing claim sales and all kinds of different avenues.
Yeah.
And we had several times that people would place orders on our website and we would not have the product anymore.
Yeah, even tonight. So we did a claim sale tonight. It's not. We start them at 7:00. It's 9:37, and as soon as we're done recording this, we're going to go through and make sure that the things that have been claimed are not on our website for sale anymore.
Yeah.
Because there is no bigger hassle than somebody who really wants a thing and they are they finally found it. They're so in love with it.
Yeah.
And I'm the jerk that forgot to take it out of a claim sale and I sold it and they don't get it.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
We try to, the few times that it's happened, we try to offer store credit for higher value than what they ordered.
Yeah.
So if you ordered a $15 Funko Pop, we don't have it anymore. Find one that we do have for like $20, $25. We'll swap it. We're sorry. But there we're, losing repeat customers and money also. Mm-hmm. So there's many ways in which I have failed the website since opening the store. And I'm really looking forward to kind of getting on top of that again and
that's great.
Shipping to the States again.
Yeah. I don't really do much of the website stuff. I'll add a product here and there.
That's my baby.
Take some photos, do whatever. But yeah, that's Berlin's baby. And if she says that it's not getting the attention it deserves,
it's not
getting the attention. So if by not having the physical store, she can focus on that and I can focus on some other things as well. Yeah. Then it'll probably be for the better.
Yeah. Another thing that I think is a big portion of why our energy is better spent taking the store home.
Oh, yeah?
There's a couple of our Patreon members who will be sure to tell you about this part. But we've been talking since we started our Patreon about making Collectoverse merch.
Yes.
We have a t-shirt screener. We have everything. We have ideas for what we want the merch to look like. What we haven't had is the time to do it.
Yeah.
And we have a couple Patreon members who still, when they come in, go, so where's my merch package?
Yeah, you'll get your merch pack.
You'll get your merch pack.
Yeah, you'll get your merch pack. You'll get your pins. You'll get your COLLECTOVERSE.ca pin set.
And sticker set.
And sticker set.
And we want to make t-shirts, but not just Collectoverse. We have like other ideas.
Yeah, I've got lots of designs just like, as a like a merch brand.
Yeah, we want to do kind of our own clothing line. Yeah. Like not clothing, but t-shirts and
t-shirts,
pins.
Yeah.
I love pins and stickers.
To start. And if it becomes something else, prints, who knows what. If the art is good enough and people enjoy it, then we'll make it available.
But I think we've both always been more creative people. And we've always, since starting the business, not just opening the storefront, but starting the business on the website even, we talked about a lot of creative options and opportunities that we wanted to do through Collectoverse.
Yep.
And we just have not had the time. No. Because we both work a full-time job and run a business, and you're doing other work outside of that. And there's been no time for creative anything. So I think that's another big part that we are really looking forward to having the time for.
Yeah, it's kind of a relief. Not that working at the store has ever not been good, but there's just stuff like I've recently like lost another job, but I've been either working another gig or like DJing parties or editing podcasts for people or doing whatever else. There's like never a time where I don't have like 3-4 hats that I'm wearing to keep everything afloat.
One plus side I'd like to point out about December being slow is that you were able to go work gigs and I was alone at the store and it was fine.
Yeah. Normally it would be really, really
because I really didn't want you to take much extra work around Christmas because I was worried about being at the store alone because along with our financial issues, we are not employed by the store and we have no employees at the store.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just do it all ourselves. So bringing in a second person is kind of a... Like, we haven't even trained anyone on how to do that.
No.
So, but anyways, that's one of those, a bit of a plus side, but not a plus side. Mm-hmm. But I think it'll be nice for you to be able to take more of those gigs. And
and it'll also it'll be nice to concentrate on some other things. So, I don't know if it's a good segue to do it, but I've been talking since we opened this store on the website about doing a toy show. I've got no time to put that together working a store all day. Like, you can, other stores do it. I know that, Cherry Bomb does their thing. They put on their toy show.
They also have staff, I think.
Yeah. But, there's the stuff like I really want to do that. And we're going to do that. I'm going to call around,
So here's a little pre-warning for you. Prince George is going to have a toy show.
Yes. One in the spring, one in the fall.
Yeah. Hopefully starting this spring.
That's the goal. Yeah, and then,
as long as we can get the venue.
And we enjoy doing those things. We enjoy doing conventions, and we enjoy setting up at fairs.
Yeah.
And we haven't been able to do any of those things.
No, because up until now, it's always been we go, but we have a whole store. And we don't really have the stock to do both, nor do we have the staff to do both. Mm-hmm. So we have to close the store and take everything to the market or the convention. And we haven't tried it enough to know, but it's always the balance of like, are we going to have a better day going and doing that versus just staying open at our own store?
Yeah.
Like, is it worth the chance? And we haven't really had the time or flexibility to even try it and see.
Yeah.
And we really want to do, because we went to Grand Con 2022.
And it was great.
It was amazing. We had an amazing time.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we made that work. And I look forward to like trying more of that stuff and being able to travel and do more of that. Hopefully going to Grand Con 2023.
Oh, I'd love to go. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, markets, conventions, hosting our own toy expo.
Yeah.
Those are other things
claim sales.
Yeah, claim sales, try your lucks.
Even just, there's a few pages that I follow that they don't really even do a claim sale thing. It's like a post,
Stuff
four
that they have.
4 or 5 things on each, one on Facebook, one on Instagram, one on Twitter, wherever they can post some photos. And people just go, oh, claim, I'll take that. And I see it, I'm just like, that's such a neat way to do it.
Yeah.
Is it the same sales as having a store open all the time? Probably not. But it doesn't matter if you sell. Is it
more fun?
Yeah, is it more fun? Is it more creative way to do it?
Yeah.
Are the costs much lower because you don't have overhead? Yes.
Yeah. I can't wait to sit and calculate our costs of running the store for the last year.
Yeah.
We have a rough idea, but I'm going to we're going to lay it out and have a real look at how that went. Mm-hmm. The other thing I have listed for where we want our energy to go is content creation, which I think website's my baby. I feel like this one's a little more your baby.
Yeah.
Doing the podcast, which I've been enjoying doing. But you were, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this on here, but you were talking about doing a music podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
And you definitely have fun with the YouTube stuff, making videos and stuff. I
never used to. It's funny that I do now.
I think it's a cool way to have a community, I think, which is nice. I don't know if that's why you like it, but that's why I like the podcast thing anyways.
Yep.
That's all I had for notes I wanted to talk about on like what to look forward to, what we have coming out. So Collectoverse Toys isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
I think is really important.
We're going to remain open, just
online.
Different.
Some people might remember when we were first open on the website, we did local deliveries in Prince George for free.
Free local deliveries.
So we will definitely be bringing that back. We also did free deliveries to Quesnel, Vanderhoof, which I think we'll do again. Without having to be at a store, we can actually escape. Yeah, and we really enjoy going to those places. We used to go to Quesnel a lot, but we'll have to figure out the policy around that because I don't want to drive in the winter. So it'll be free deliveries once a week, maybe. Once every 2 weeks, we'll do like delivery days where we'll go to Quesnel one week, go to Vanderhoof the next week, and we'll deliver your stuff for free.
Yep.
As long as you're not in a rush to get it.
That's true.
If you want us to ship it, we will, obviously. Mm-hmm. But yeah, local in town, we really enjoyed doing that. We have customers today that we definitely have had since we met them doing that.
For sure. And also, like, not to say that, like, if our website, goes like we think it will, and we need to have some sort of like a local pickup place, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
We have options.
But there's options, and like we may be able to rent, a room somewhere and do something small scale.
Yeah.
But the main thing is, like, we don't want to lose the hangout part. We don't want to lose the community part in closing the store.
That was the biggest hang up we had, I think, with closing the store. The amount of people that we have that come stop by just to say hi, bring us a coffee, chit chat for a bit before they go to work. Like, I think that's the part we're going to miss the most. But
at the same time, hey, we got a Discord.
We do. We do have a Discord.
We got all kinds of social media.
We are all over the social media, and we would love for you to come hang out with us in it.
Yeah. Say hi.
We know some people aren't big on social media, but for that, we will be at markets, at conventions. We will try and be visitable.
Yeah.
So make sure to look for us at those, or follow our Facebook at least to see where we're going to be.
Yeah. Maybe we can have garage sales at home. You can come Come meet us here.
Come meet us in our own driveway.
That's right.
But we're still going to be around. We're still going to be, getting new stuff. Hopefully more new stuff.
Yep.
That's kind of the idea.
That is the idea.
But yeah, so I think that's everything that we wanted to talk about for this episode anyways. Stay tuned on Facebook for more updates for what we're doing. That's pretty much the main place that we are updating lately. And yeah.
Follow us on all the social media. Subscribe on the YouTube. Subscribe everywhere else. Join us on Patreon. That would be terrific. Keep in touch where you can. If you are local here, if you somehow do not follow us on social media but listen to our podcast, I don't know how many people are going to be doing that, but come in, join our mailing list. We mail out whenever we're going to be out somewhere doing something. The goal is to still keep connected with everybody because we love you guys.
We do.
We do. All right. I think that's it for this show.
I think that's it.
All right. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you for listening to the Collectoverse podcast. We'll be back next week with a new episode. If you want to see what we're up to in the meantime, you can find all our socials on our website, collectoverse.ca. That is collectoverse.ca.
If you like what we do and want to hear more, please subscribe to our Patreon. Our patrons get early access to new episodes and bonus content. You can find that link on our website. That is once again collectoverse.ca, not .com.